all my entrepreneurs out there, drop your business. What field of work are you in that you're operating a business? What field are you in, or what field is it that you're looking to go into, right? What field are you looking to go into, right? Because I tell people this, I said, listen, I got mentees in Recession Proof. We now have a course on e-commerce coming out, right? And we put an e-commerce course in there to teach people how to start and monetize a clothing brand, right? A clothing brand. Most people go, I don't want to start a clothing brand, because you think in your mind that you need to start a clothing brand, that you have to be creative and they have to like your design. Some people don't know how to actually just, don't try to recreate the wheel. There's already things out there that's hot, right? It's already things out there that's hot. Right? It's already things out there that's hot. You don't have to recreate the wheel. People say, well, why would I start a clothing line? It's not about starting a clothing line. It's about printing money. It's about taking something that's hot and figuring out how to sell it to people. What's hot right now? NFTs, crypto, Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? And imagine this, is that all you do is go to Upwork or freelancer.com, and you get a whole bunch of Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and Bored Apes made the symbol of them, right? The symbol of them. And all you do is that you're not putting the number or nothing, that those trademark infringement, anything like that. But guess what? It's a trend, millions of dollars. Guess what? You can literally, right? There's companies out there that will do the drop shipping. You create the design. All you do is create a marketing flow and figure out what's trending, create a marketing flow, create a marketing budget. And now you got credit cards to create advertisement, to pay for your advertisement. Right? Let me make it more simple. Imagine you did a Disney design, and you learned how to, you pay an ad agency, hey, listen, target everybody who's interested in Disney, target everybody who's been to Disney, right? And so now you're literally targeting Disney. You're on Pinterest, you're running ads on Pinterest, you're running ads on social media for everybody who's been in the parameters of Disney, who's been into a Disney store. And now everybody who's been into a Disney store, they're seeing your advertisement to buy your t-shirt. The same thing goes with NFTs and Mutant Ape and Ape Coin. And these are different things that's super hot right now when it comes to NFTs. Metaverse, let's go create a metaverse, and you create metaverse shirts. And guess what? It's not that you got to print the shirts. No, you have to have a digital design made from the computer of your home. You make a digital design. You get a company that will do the printing and the drop shipping for a split. And then you just literally pay advertisement company to run ads and run it, and it prints money. If you can get imagine being able to go out and acquire a $29 client, somebody who will pay $29 for the shirt, and you can acquire them for $7, right? For $7. Now, guess what? That gives you a $21 profit. Now you splitting it with your agent, with the other team. So you may take down $10 for every client that you get. You make $10, right? But imagine is that when it comes to this, it's a numbers game. You literally, the more that you spend, the more money you make. You literally can print money off your credit card while it just runs up. Well, why would I do that? Well, you got a American Express, and on the American Express Platinum, you just want to spend money. So now you mean to tell me you go and say, okay, well, this month I'm gonna spend $10,000 in ads, and for every $10, every $7 I spend, I profit 10. Take home. Every 7 I spend, I profit 10. Well, I spent 15,000 this month. Well, you do the math on it. How much do you profit? Now you start to bring in $3,500 a month, $4,000 a month, while you building up the expenses on your credit card, growing your credit card limit. This is how you start to, one, get reward points, but you also grow the limit and you generate income. These are different business models that make you recession proof. All you're doing is following trends, and you're selling a $29 product. I'm not even telling you about getting into options. I'm not telling you about going buying real estate, how you can actually get into real estate with no money out of pocket, with just having good credit. I'm strictly telling you, this is having a credit card, putting three steps in place, and printing money. But guess what? These aren't things that we talk about. These aren't things that we put in place. Why? Because we're so stuck. For some reason, we want to be successful, but we're not building a relationship with education. We're not building a relationship with the banks to understand, hey, if I have the capital, what do I do with it smart that I can test it and get my money back out of it in and out quick? How do I establish streams of income that cost me little to nothing to have more benefit than it does actual risk. Y'all follow me? Let me know if y'all follow me, if I'm moving too fast. As we start going into real estate, as we start going into options and understanding the stock market and understanding insurance and how these companies work, right? Y'all let me know if y'all follow me. Let me know if y'all still follow me. Let me know. Mhm. Right? And so listen, understand this is that y'all still with me. So listen, these are ways that we can literally start to print money. Let me explain something to you, right? I see people in the chat saying options, options, right? Shout out to my brother Knots, right? We got a amazing sector in Recession Proof called We Got Options, where every single day people are going in and literally printing money out of the stock market. Why? Because you're going to either bet that the stock is going to rise or the stock is going to drop, right? And when you can understand it and you understand the systems, now we begin to say, okay, well, listen, it don't matter my level of education. It don't matter my background. All it matters is that I understand the rules. I understand how to trade, and I understand my risk factor of what I can risk and how to stay in the game, how to paper trade and make sure that I understand. You start off paper trading, and after you start paper trading, then you get into actual real trading, right? And when you go into real trading, you understand your risk factor of how much you can risk to keep you in the game. In the game, you may not win every day. It's not, oh, every day I'm gonna go and make 50,000, 5,000. No, you don't win every day. But guess what? If you win more than you lose, you still win. But these aren't things that we were taught. These aren't things that they say, hey, let me go to the less fortunate community and share this information with them. Let me go share this information with you. Let me put systems in place to help you acquire and build wealth. Let me tell you how to not have to do fish fries and GoFundMe accounts every time a tragedy happens. Imagine the fact of the matter is that we want to build generational wealth, but we're scared to actually establish a family. We're scared for insurance. I text some of my family members, send me your social so I can put an insurance policy on you. They thought I was trying to set them up. Let me put an insurance, let me put an insurance policy on you. They thought I was trying to set them up. Man, I ain't finna die no time soon trying to put an insurance policy on me. You think you got to get ready that you need an insurance policy when you get ready to die? That's when the reward comes when the undeniable happens. It's you can't beat the fact of the matter that people pass away. That's one of the things that you can't beat. You can't deny. People are going to die. Well, guess what? That's when wealth transfers. That's when wealth transfers. As your soul leaves and you move on to the next piece, that's when wealth transfers or debt. That's the reality of it. You can either transfer with wealth or you can transfer with debt. But either way, you're gonna pass away. Your grandmother's gonna pass away. Your uncles, your aunties, your mom, your dad, they're going to pass away. People are going to die. That's the one thing in life that's guaranteed. If you know it's going to happen, what in the world? Why have we been conditioned to not follow suit and protocol? We know death is going to happen. We know it. Inevitable death is going to happen, but we have not been programmed and educated to understand how we benefit off of it. We don't put insurance policies in it. We don't understand whole life. We don't understand term life. We don't understand insurance policies. We don't understand, what infinite banking is. It's becoming cooler now, but we don't understand. Hey, listen, you can have a insurance policy and you can actually borrow from it, right? You can actually borrow from your insurance policy, and you don't have a minimum monthly payment to do back. Meanwhile, the money is still growing like it's there. How many of you guys are familiar with Charles Schwab? I told you guys about the platinum with Charles Schwab earlier, right? How many of you guys are familiar with Charles Schwab that you can literally go and invest money into Charles Schwab, right? You can invest money into Charles Schwab and you can borrow your money back. Imagine putting $1,000,000, $100,000, right? Imagine putting $100,000 into a Charles Schwab account and being able to borrow 80,000 of it back at 3%. Meanwhile, the investment in Charles Schwab, let's just say you put it into proper channels, proper accounts, right? S&Ps and different things like that, that has historically grown. Or if you start to understand ETFs and things like that, accounts that have historically grown over time that okay, they don't not grow over at least a 6% every single year. I can borrow 80,000 back and still gain 3% on my money every single year. Still gaining 3% is more than what you make putting your money in your bank account. When your money sits in your bank account, you get you get behind the decimal 0.0003. You're behind the decimal. You're not even growing at a full percentage or full percentages at all. But imagine that if it grows at 11% and you owe 3, you growing your money at 8%. Meanwhile, you borrowed it back and still invested it and keeps it working. So I put 100,000 in, take 80,000 of it back at 3%. It's growing at 11. That's 8% profit every single year. And meanwhile, I can still make my money work for me. I got 80,000 to go work for me and do more investments and make my money work for me twice. This is the power of understanding and having multiple relationships when it comes to finances. It's not just about how can I go get money from the credit bureaus. It's not just that. It's, hey, once I get the money from the credit bureaus, how do I properly actually build my credit, get paid? How do I generate sources of income? And then how do I invest my money? How do I invest my money? These are things that are super important. But guess what's the hardest part about that, right? The thing is that, okay, I understand it, right? You spend an hour and a half with me tonight. You're like, yo, I get it. I'm motivated. I'm ready, but I still like, what's next? Right? Most of us, what happens is that we're out here by ourselves, right? We're out here by ourselves. And what happens is that you're motivated when you're or inspired and you pumped up and I give you some game and you go implement it. But guess what? The motivation leaves because you're stuck by yourself. The motivation leaves because the crab in the bucket mentality is real, right? We come from impoverished environments, and so the people who've been in poverty, guess what they do? They don't believe that you can really make it out. I told you I used to make $32,000 a year, started making 27, and was spending 27,000 to exist. 32,000 a year, 27,000 to exist. I got employees now who make that in a month or two. Life changes when you change, right? Life changes when you change. Put change in the chat, right? Life only changes when you change. We all have a goal. We all can. And guess what? You can only see as far as you can see. I have goals. I say, yo, listen, I'm creating new businesses and new business models. I want to make 100 million. Well, I never had dreams of making 100 million when I was making 32,000. When I was making 32,000, my goal was to make 100,000. Once I got to 100,000, guess what? When you set a goal, your goal is only going to be the extent of your vision. And when you reach that goal, guess what? Your vision furthers, right? Your vision furthers. It now takes you further. So now, okay, I went from $32,000 a year to 100,000 was the goal. When I met the goal of 100,000, that no longer was my goal. It didn't keep me content. Guess what I did? Oh, let me see how I can make and become a millionaire. Okay, from 1 million, let me see how I can get to 10. From 10 million, let me see how I can get to 100 million. The goal changed. But guess what? It only changed because I changed. It wasn't strictly about information. It was about my environment. It was about my activities. It was the people that I spoke to, the conversations I had. All of these things play a super major important role in me changing my life. And I ask you guys this is that, listen, when you really want to make a change, are you really willing and ready to change? I'm giving you information and blueprints of how you can do it. Let me know if I told you anything that was intangible. I'm not telling you about the healthcare. Look, I teach people how to get into healthcare, how to start healthcare businesses, right? It's so many different streams of income. I'm not talking Turo, Airbnb. Those are included. Recession proof, but those aren't things those are givens that's popular. NTs, they got 16 cars. Got 16 cars. Guess what? It's not that Average person say, oh man, that's a whole bunch. I can go get a car and put it on Toro. Yes, that's one thing. But when you start to understand how to leverage your credit, get the cars and then pay the cars off so it's all profit. If the car gets wrecked, you get a check. Not get caught in debt. It's about recession proof is not accumulating debt. It's about how to actually build wealth. And you don't build wealth by having bad debt. You understand what's good debt versus bad debt. And if I got vehicles on Turo, I want them paid off. So what we do is we set up a structure plan to pay the vehicles off as soon as possible. How can we get these vehicles paid off in 6 months? Can I roll the dice 6 months? And once the car is paid off in 6 months, wreck it. If somebody rented my car, Lord forbid that, anything happens, but if they wreck the car and totally, guess what? I get a check. And now, instead of me putting a liability on the road every single weekend, I'm putting profit on the road, meaning I'm going to get paid. I don't got no car note. And worst case scenario, you steal it, you wreck it, I get a check. These are different things that we just have to understand the mindset and how we structure it. A lot of people say, yo, listen, you guys are familiar with recession proof, but guess what? Understand, I got 16, 17 different chapters in recession proof now. Do you know why? You know why I put 17 chapters in recession proof? Do you know why mentees are stepping up to be chapter presidents and creating boards where, listen, we got a credit board and Houston got a credit board. New Jersey got a credit board. Chicago got a credit board. They all have different credit boards and they share information and do calls with each other to make sure everybody is affluent on the newest updates on the tactics of cleaning their credit, the newest tactics on building their report, the newest tactics on going to get funding, the newest tactics on making money and the ways that we make money off the credit cards and use the credit cards to take it to the next level, manufacture spending. All of these things are included in recession proof and it's all inside of the actual group. Do you know why that's so important? Because as individuals, we're ready to change, but we don't have people with us that's ready to change. It's nothing like having to do it by yourself. I know for myself, it was hard. That's the reason why I joined mentorship. That's the reason I got into different groups. Is because at that point, I said, listen, I don't want to have to change for myself. I don't want to have to change by myself. It's too hard. I don't have me being motivated by myself and being the biggest person in my circle. The only one who's willing to work and go do it, I was the only one. I had to get in other rooms with other people who was doing it. I knew the significant, and that's why when I created Recession Proof, I created it that way. We have to understand how to build wealth, right? Building generational wealth does not start with going and making money. It goes into understanding insurance, understanding how insurance policies work for when I die, how to protect my assets, understanding what a trust is, right? Understanding how to establish a trust. These are things that we teach and instill in everybody in Recession Proof. How you should operate in a trust, how living will and trust work, how trust work, and how corporate credit works. These are the things that are super important because in order for us to build wealth, especially generational wealth, we must establish these things. Right? I can go into a deeper topic is telling us we must establish families. A lot of us are scared to have children because we financially in a struggle. Yep. A lot of us are scared to have children because financially we don't know if we can take care of them. Imagine getting to a point where you can have 5 or 6 kids to really build a legacy that you can afford. Imagine being able to afford 6 kids. Imagine 6 kids carrying your last name. Okay, listen, all of them may not be successful, but if you can only have 2 kids, that means you got a 50-50 chance that one of them gonna carry your legacy in the way you like it. That's when the conversation get tough. I can only afford 2 kids. Well, out of them 2 kids, how can you guarantee that one of them don't have an early demise and now you stuck with one to hopefully be strong enough, wise enough, sharp enough, courageful enough to carry the things and the legacy that you set out to build? How do you know? But you can't have more children because financially you're afraid because you don't have the finances to take care of them and raise them properly. You haven't set the proper structure in place for you to even have a bigger family and create a lineage. You know why some of these great families, right? I'm in Dubai, the sheiks, they got 12 kids, 16 kids. Somebody gonna carry this torch. I'm going to get one out of this, 2, 3 out of this family to carry this torch. But we can't afford to actually build a family. We can't afford to build generational wealth. I come from a city that got like 3 major families who had a bunch of kids, and everybody knows them. Why? Either they was bold enough to have a bunch of kids or they could afford to have a bunch of kids. But guess what? It creates family lineage. It creates legacy. That's the important part. But we have to get in a position to be able to afford it. That's the part that changes the game. Coming up in Vegas. You guys familiar with the convention? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with the convention that's coming up in Vegas. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with the convention that's coming up in Vegas, y'all. Let me know. Right? Drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with the convention that's coming up in Vegas, right? Listen, we do a free convention for everybody that's in Recession Proof. The reason I do a free convention for everybody that's in Recession Proof is for team building. It's for community, right? And as we build together, we come together, we have a good time. It's free. All you got to do is come out. Magic Johnson, Mike Tyson, Drink Champs, right? $1 million worth of game, live podcast, education. I got over 40 different speakers. Over 40 different speakers. You familiar with the 19 Keys? Are you guys familiar with Marquell Russell? Are you guys familiar with Dan Fleshman, right? So many, Vince Reed, right? Spectacular, Billie Jean, right? Are you guys familiar with so many different successful educators who are the top industry leaders? You guys familiar with Alex Good Energy when it comes to trucking? Guess what? I'm not doing no panels at the convention in Las Vegas. Everybody will have their own session. I got 5 different stages, right? Nehemiah Davis on social media, right? I got 5 different stages. And the point of my matter, the point I'm making is this. The point is that you're going to come and get more education, but you're going to be able to come and get it live with people who invest in themselves. You're going to be able to come in and not only get educated, but also have entertainment. I don't know nothing bigger and better than entertainment wise than being able to sit back and watch Drink Champs live, being able to sit back and watch $1 million worth of game live. Being able to watch and see a Q&A panel, being able to hear Magic Johnson speak and talk about how he went from only making 40 million to almost being worth 700 million. Only made 40 million in the NBA, now worth 700 million. Understanding his principles on business, the things that he's invested in, why, how, what took him, what made him go to that next level, right? Once he gives us the game, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to dissect it. We acquire struggling businesses, whether we acquire an email list, whether we acquire franchises. These are the next moves for Recession Proof. Guess what? We can't stay at building credit for forever. And now we're going to a point where it's starting to go, nah, listen, let's start acquiring more and more wealth. See, if you can get $100,000, $200,000 on one business that you created, well, imagine going buying a business that got 5-year tax returns and you can get $1 million off of it. Oh, it cost me $100,000, but I got $1 million in lines of credit. I don't even need the business. I can use that 900 to make more money because I understand how to invest the money. If I can invest the money, it'll pay that 100,000 back. This is how we start to build wealth, right? This is literally how we start to build wealth. But guess what? I ain't even announced it on social media. Do you know we got only about 150 seats left? We got about 150 seats left before the Recession Proof Convention meets capacity. It's 2,700 people on here tonight. I'm gonna do something special for everybody on here tonight, right? To join Recession Proof, instead of paying $3,500, I'm letting everybody join Recession Proof who's on here tonight for $3,000, right? $3,000. If you guys can, my team, can y'all drop the link in the bio for Recession Proof, right? I'm gonna let you guys join Recession Proof for $3,000. Well, what's included in Recession Proof? I'm going to give you all the details on how to clean your credit report, how to actually start a credit repair business, right? How to get personal funding, how to get business funding, up to $250,000 in business funding, minimum $250,000 in business funding, up to 250,000 on the personal side, right? Imagine being able to go out and fund yourself and get a $500,000 in lines of credit, and then have 16 different business opportunities presented to you that you full courses, not many courses where they teach you and upsell you more. We have full courses in Recession Proof that teach you how to trade options, right? That teach you how to go and get into real estate, that teach you how to go with healthcare. We got government contracting that we getting ready to load in there, right? These are things that when it comes to being a freight broker, right? Going out and learning how to become a freight broker. These are literally things that you can learn how to do to start generating income ASAP. But the best part is that you don't have to do it by yourself. You don't have to do it by yourself. You can literally, right? You don't have to do it by yourself. You can literally join the community, and it's over 6,000 members that are doing it every single day. Morning calls every single morning, Monday through Friday. We have morning meetup calls where we just constantly go over things. Book club, where you constantly educated and joining a community of people who are looking to take it to the next level. Because what happens is that you can't do it by yourself. A lot of you guys know where you want to go, but you're trying to take other people who don't want to go with you. You know the destination that you want to go to, but guess what? You're not willing to take other. You want to go, but the people who's with you don't want to go. You're the only one looking to build wealth in your circle. I know a lot of y'all is out there, or your family look at you as the golden child. You're the smart one. Oh man, good man. He's so smart and this, that, and the third. But you're like, yo, it's so much more that I can do. I'm not at my full potential, but yet the people around me clap for me like I made it. You can get content and stay in that lane, and guess what happened? All of that potential that you had inside of you will die. Unless you get with the other people who have potential, and that's going to constantly push you to go to the next level. To constantly see other people win and succeeding, right? You imagine trying to fix your credit and you going, man, I don't know, it's been a little hard for me. I've been 30 days, 60 days trying to fix my credit. And meanwhile, you got 6,000 people and 4,000 of them already didn't fix their credit. So every question that you have, every road bump that you hit, somebody's already crossed it. Somebody has already crossed it. So I challenge you guys, this is to yourself, is this. I'm giving you the opportunity to join Recession Proof for $500 off and come to the conference. I'm not telling you got to wait and not come till next year, right? Last year, people missed out. Once it's sold out, we had capacity. It's free. Once we reach the capacity, we had capacity. You can't come. Imagine going to Las Vegas, Magic Johnson, Mike Tyson, $1 million worth of game, Wall Street Trapper, Alex Good Energy, right? When I tell you so many different people are going to be in there sharing information, educating each other. But that's not the biggest part is this. I got the banks to come and commit to fund $10 million to my community. $10 million will be funded at the Recession Proof Convention to my community. Forget the entertainment, forget the good time, forget the community building, forget the networking, which is out of this world, right? The one thing you cannot take away from Recession Proof is the community and the network is unmatched. It's unmatched. So what I challenge you is this, is that when you join Recession Proof and you come to the convention, your life will change. We got $10 million in funding available. Imagine that you can walk into Recession Proof and you walk out with a $500,000, 350,000, 200, 100,000. This is my point for the Recession Proof Convention, and it's free. And the best part about it is right now, you guys only pay a one-time fee. If you join Recession Proof today, you only pay a one-time fee, right? You don't pay, you're not gonna have to pay yearly and renew it. Once you locked in, you locked in for life. We literally have the #1 financial literacy community in the world. There is nothing else like this out there. It's nothing else like this out there. And that's the point where I want you guys to really get to a point in your life. It's like, yo, listen, it's time for change. I understand that, okay, I need to work on my credit, or my credit is together, but how do I actually monetize it? What is it that I need to do to take it to the next level? And I want to do that today. I'm ready to take my life to the next level. I want to go and be around other entrepreneurs. I want to see how, we got over 1,000 people who've been able to walk away from the 9 to 5, right? How is it that 30 or 40 people has now made over $1 million leveraging the systems that's included in Recession Proof? 400 people making over $250,000 a year. You got people making $100,000 a month, understanding the digital services. I teach you guys about online marketing and advertisement. I give you guys ebooks, right? That way, if you want to get in the business now, I told you could sell t-shirts. Well, if you want to cut the middleman out with t-shirts, you can sell a ebook. I give you a business credit ebook. I make you an author when you join Recession Proof, right? When you join Recession Proof, you become an author. So I give you an ebook on how to clean a DIY credit repair book, and I give you a business credit repair book and a funding book. All of these are 3 ebooks that you will be able to sell. Guess what? All you need to do is advertise them. The funnel is already created. You add your graphics to it, put your credit card on file, and go to work, and it starts to sell. Guess what? These are not industries that you need to create a niche for, right? If you want to go out and create some new hair grease, guess what? You have to create a product. You have to create a demand for that product. When it comes to improving your personal credit, when it comes to improving your business credit, when it comes to getting funding, these are all things that you guys are willing to pay for. Why? Because you want to expedite the process and you already know that you need it. So guess what? If you need it, how many other people you know need it? How many people in your community do you know need it? Right? I give you a $97 ebook. Do you know what a $97 ebook, what that means? Right? That means you need to sell 30 copies of the ebook that I provide you with to make your investment back for joining Recession Proof. The convention already is worth the price of admission to Recession Proof at this point. But you imagine that I give you an ebook that you sell for $97. If you sell 30 ebooks to help people build their credit and go get funding, you sell 30 of them for $97, you make your money, your investment back into Recession Proof. Everything else on top of that is all profit. I challenge people to say, yo, listen, how much do you believe in yourself? How much do you believe in yourself? When is it that you're going to say, okay, listen, I know and understand my benefit. I know what I want. I know what I desire. But now the rubber has to meet the road at some point where I have to do the work. I have to be willing to invest in myself. I want to go to the next level, but guess what? I'm letting certain things hold me back. Right? And what's one of the biggest questions I get is, man, I want to invest, but man, is it you focus on the cost? You go, man, 3,000 a lot of money. Some people think that $3,000 is a lot of money because they focus on the cost, not the worth. They focus on the cost, not the worth. What is it worth to be able to buy your mom her own house? I bought my mom a house, cash, fully furnished. What is it worth to be able to travel the world and enjoy life and make new friends? What's that worth? Right? What's it worth to have financial freedom? What's it worth to be able to wake up in the morning and live life on your own terms? What's that worth? What's that worth to not have to look at the prices when you go out to eat and just know, hey, this is what I want. I don't look at the prices. What's that worth? What's it worth to live in your dream home? What's it worth to take your kids to school and make your children proud to say, yo, that's my parent? What's it worth to your kids not to have to tell your kids no when they ask for things, right? I knew I made it when my kids ask me for things off of infomercials, and I don't never have to worry about telling them no unless I want to, or something that is just absurd. But I don't have to tell my kids no to anything. What's that worth to you? See, it's not what it costs. It's what is it worth for you to be able to live the life that you desire? What is it worth for you to be able to live the life of your dreams? What's that worth? Is that worth $3,000? Right? Is that worth it? Is it worth it to be able to change your life? Is it worth it for your parents to be proud of you? I never wanted my mom to be like, yo, when her friends ask, hey, what's going on with your son? I never wanted her to go, he living, he getting by, I wanted her to be able to say, no, this is what he's doing. I'm proud of my son. I'm proud to call this my son. I never wanted to go, you staying out the way. How many of you want your parents to go, you're staying out the way, just working, taking care of them kids? That's it. Or do you want your parents to be, listen, they got their own business. Taking me traveling, Mother's Day coming up. How many of you gonna be giving your mom the same gift that you gave her last year? And the year before, a sorry excuse, a happy Mother's Day, here goes some flowers or a card. How long does it last before you can really thank the person that brought you into the world and make them proud? What's that worth? That's what I ask people. What is it worth? It's not how much something costs. It's what is it worth? What is it worth to have a community of 6,000 entrepreneurs that's looking to build every single day? What's that worth? What's that worth to not have to scroll Instagram? You get in Telegram groups and group chats that's talking about making money. People showing, yo, listen, I made 17,000 a day. I made 36,000 a day. I made 3,000 a day. I'm trading options. I made $2,000 every single day this week. What's that worth? What does that do morality wise? What does that do for you? What's that worth? We're gonna jump into some Q&A too as well. I see some Q&A. The question's not popping up. Y'all drop y'all questions in the chat. Somebody said the link not processing. Look in the chat. Best decision I ever made. Best decision I ever made. Right? Nope, I don't. And I don't do replays. We don't do replays. Somebody said the payment is not processing. The payment failed. Y'all let me know, my team. For everybody that's joining now. I see Erica just joined. Jason. I got a few people in here. I want to shout out to everybody. Y'all drop. Everybody that's taking action tonight, drop it in the chat. Everybody that's taking action tonight, right? Everybody that's taking action tonight because they know what they want in life. They know they're ready. You want to be at these events. You want to be in the right rooms. You want to be around right people. You want to be around motivated people, right? You want to be around the people that you can see that's changing their lives, right? And now with the payment plan, one second. All right. So listen, it's the payment plan available, right? The payment plan is 3 easy payments of $1,250, right? 3 payments of $1,250 to join Recession Proof. To actually join Recession Proof is 3 payments of $1,250. I don't know my Q&A. Is there it's a few systems. Somebody asks, is there a software that can track your credit cards and the metrics of the cards? There's a few systems out there in place. It's a few systems out there in place that you can use to actually track and keep everything in one house to make sure you stay on target when it comes to building your credit and leveraging lines of credit. Mm-hmm. No, if you make the payment, if you do the payment plan on the payment plan, it'll be 3 payments of $1,250. So I asked if because they're doing the payment, the discount. The discount for 3,000 is everybody who takes action today and makes payment in full. So for everybody who makes a payment in full today, you would join for only joining Recession Proof for only 3,000. All right. And also in the chat, let me know if y'all got value if you took any value away from tonight's call. Let me know if y'all took value away from tonight's call. Y'all let me know. Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all got value, if you learned something tonight. Drop a 1 in the chat if you learned something tonight and you got value, took value away from tonight's call. Let me see. All right. Listen, I'm a little upset. You know, I didn't get my slides off. We may have to run it back. You think I should do another one next week? Thinking if I should do another class, another master class next week, going deeper into businesses, some different business streams, right? Um, you know what? May not. We're getting ready for the convention. I think I'll see you guys at the convention. Listen, when I tell you guys the convention is going to be out of this world, right? It's definitely going to be one of the things that's game changing because of all the different topics that we're going to be teaching on, from crypto to NFTs, right? It's a lot of different things that we'll be teaching on inside of the convention. So that way everybody will be able to keep continuously elevate and take it up to the next level. All right. So listen, I know I done had you guys on here for 2 hours tonight. Listen, I appreciate everybody tuning in with me. I appreciate you guys, hope taking value away, really learning. Now, guess what? I want you guys to take action. All right. I want you guys to take action. All right. Take action. Take action. The biggest thing that you can do is take action. The information I share with you guys tonight, I did a free masterclass. The biggest thing that you can do is take action and really take your life to the next level. And the only way that you can do it is by actually applying the things that I teach. It's not about coming on here just being motivated. I don't want you to just be motivated. I want you to take action and take your life to the next level and see that, hey, listen, if I put some of the work in, watch the results come. I'm not asking you to go do a million things. Do 1 to 2 things that I taught you tonight and watch the results come. 1 or 2 things that I taught you tonight and watch the results come. All right. That's the most beautiful thing that you can do. The most beautiful thing you can do is literally just take action and watch the results come. And it's one step and 1 foot in front of the other. And after you do that, the game changes, life changes. Okay. So listen, want you guys to have a good night. I'm gonna shoot you guys. Listen, if you guys got questions, you need to jump on my team, jump on a call with my team, and set up a different payment plan. Or if you have different questions, right? I'm gonna send everybody out a link to where, or you know what, text payment, right? If you need to jump on a phone call with my team and have a consultation, I want you guys to text payment to 404, right? 737-3767. Text payment to 404-737-3767 to be able to jump on my team and go through if you got more questions about the program, different things about getting involved with the chapter, seeing if it's a chapter in your area, if you need somebody to talk to, if you want to jump on a call with me and my team, text 404-737-3767. Okay. Text payment to 404-737-3767. Okay. Let me see. Boom. My team, can you guys pin that comment? I know somebody's working on it. Can you pin that comment? Text payment to 404-737-3767. That way you can actually jump on a phone call with my team. Jump on a phone call with my team and go through the program. If you guys have any questions, you need to get questions answered, set up a different payment structure. If you want to pay more, you need to, set up a different payment plan. We can do it on the phone. So jump on a call with my team and let's get to it. I appreciate you guys taking the time out with me. Definitely looking forward to building with everybody. Everybody that joined tonight, welcome to the family. It's time to go. Listen, it's time to build. We headed into a recession. You see gas prices going through the roof, right? Gas prices going through the roof. Interest rates is raising. It's time to actually start putting in the work and setting the foundation before it hits us smack dab in the face. We do not want to wait until everything gets bad and then we make the decision, hey, let me figure it out. Let me try to do something. Don't wait. You want to be proactive. We see what's coming. We see what's coming, right? We literally can see it. So listen, I want you guys to be proactive when it comes to actually building and being recession proof, getting ready for the recession. It's coming. It's inevitable. We can see the recession coming, right? Coming out of a pandemic, we see everything that's going on with rates, with gas, with the shutdowns in China's, with the shortages of watches, the shortages on vehicles, right? It's so, and the inflation on homes. Listen, there is a recession coming, and will you be ready for it? will you be recession proof? Will you have streams of income that are not going to rely on you going to work on a 9 to 5 or industry that can potentially get shut down? That's the key to life. And now I ask you, what is it worth to make it through a recession? Or do you want to be one of the tragic stories of man, it sure was tough and how hard it was? Or are you going to be one of the people who actually catch the recession? And most people get rich during the recession. Why? Because they were recession proof. They understood how to establish multiple streams of income, and as well as not just multiple streams of income, also establish very well investments and having a strong investment portfolio that helped them take them through the recession, right? Understanding how to acquire real estate and which side of the fence to be on in real estate. Because a lot of people want to get into real estate and think that I'm gonna go buy a single family home or a multi-family home and don't realize that you can get into storage units that don't have tenants, right? That's low rent, that's a much lower rent that puts you at much lower risk of people default. And if they do default, you can sell the products that are whatever is in the storage to, guess what, recoup the funds that they owe you. And it has a much higher percentage rate of actual profit. The profits on a storage unit is much higher than those on a single family home or even a multi-family home. And you're not dealing with sewage, you're not dealing with human beings, plus a ton of other things that come with it, right? But most people don't know that. But guess what? In recession proof, we do. These are the things that we're preparing for and getting in position, because when the recession hits, we do not want to be the person that says, oh, I wish I should have, or I wish I could have, I wish I would have did this. Or if I had $200,000 when the recession happened, I would have been able to buy this and buy this person business and buy this property. And listen, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But you could, but you have the opportunity today. And the only thing that matters is, are you going to take action on it? All right. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all. Everybody that joined the family, I'm looking forward to meeting you in Las Vegas. I'll see you on this week's coaching call on Wednesday. Y'all, let's go. Recession Proof out.